Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Close to me.
Oh.
Hi.
I am not.
I know you don't like me.
Oh, I didn't even get a drink. That's cool.
Keep going.
Not blanky.
Where were you? Oh yeah, we were talking about the.
Who are you?
Hello. We were talking about
We're stemming.
the day I contacted you back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to lead up to my thoughts there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when he broke the no contact rule I had by sending me one last message. Do you remember verbatim what that said?
Nope.
You don't?
I blocked a lot of things out intentionally. That was part of my healing, was learning to do things, say things, and leave it at that, not linger on it, and get rid of it, and not leave it in my mind to stew over later.
To sum it up, it was it was basically you saying that you understand why I did what I did, and that you'll love me regardless, and there's always a home for me to come back to. Yeah. And paragraph. Yeah, and there was a lot in there, but that was what lingered in my head was...
Paragraph.
You sent a whole paragraph, like
Yeah, like
a book.
You did.
I do.
I'm just saying, that's...
Well, she's not communicating with me.
Listen,
I had a
I'm
thought
just trying
process
to
to
have
get
some,
through.
like, light humor in the back of this, because
Mhm.
it feels like heavy shit.
Yeah, but like, now one message, he didn't push, he respected the no contact. He just said, I know you're not talking to me.
Fine,
And
it can be on camera.
for, you
Get out of
said,
the way.
you can't be serious.
Go ahead, Sarah.
This is the most serious moment in our life. We can't be. Look,
We've all healed from it, though.
I know.
That's you.
I know.
Oh, get mad.
Can you be, like, serious for, like, 5 minutes?
If we
10.
met.
Give me 10.
If we met.
Now I lost where I was. We don't stop. No, I'm gonna.
I'm trying to give it a good time.
But yeah, that
Our
one
bed's on
night.
the floor now. You gotta worry about it coming away from the wall.
Camera.
Go on, TikTok. Who cares?
He no filter. But yeah, so that message. How long? Do you remember how long that message was? Like from the time that you sent that to the time that I text you.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, it had resonated that long. And then I did the dumb things that I did, and
Your dad contacted me.
the pastor explained a lot of it too. But he messaged you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
The
that.
picture. Describe this picture.
Oh yeah, I couldn't figure it out, but you could.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that's what got my brain thinking. That
Because
picture.
your dad said something to you.
Huh?
I remember you telling me that your dad said to you.
Well, that was a different instance.
Oh.
Y'all just keep going.
Yeah, that picture, I think, started the wheel. And during that time, like, I remember texting Dad, I need a calming verse.
You're out of signed area.
Or tell me something calming, I think is what I sent Dad. Was
Sing me a song,
and
Slade.
he sent me the Psalm 46:10. Was bodyguard. Was be still. Know that I'm God. And you're not helping my ADHD here.
She did at that time.
I didn't do shit.
Oh. Mud puddle.
She's trying to be serious, and you're over here ruining it.
He's here though.
I can pet this one.
Shush. Be still and know that I am God.
I am so glad this is going the way our videos always go. So it's not just me. But no, and
I'm not a factor.
well, that message that he sent me lasted for, stirred in my slow processing brain.
It's not slow.
Elevator goes all the way to the top, it just stutters.
It makes a lot of stops.
And a lot of squeals.
Somebody pressed all the buttons.
Like both.
But, I remember I couldn't sleep very well the days leading up to it, of me messaging you.
I actually started sleeping pretty well.
Yeah, and
I never slept well.
And I always slept well. That was where one of the bigger moments God intervened. Is like he was giving you peace, and he was making me stir, and it was that like hold up. That if I don't do something now, I will lose you forever. But I didn't know it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was close to it.
And
I was close to saying, you know what, I am done. I've healed enough. My hurt's done. This is the course I'm going to take now, and this is what I'm going to do. I was close. I'll admit it.
It worked out exactly how it was supposed to. Even though it hurt so much. There was a lot of hurt in that. I was healing from hurts you caused. Can you stop? That was straight up my ADHD.
Who's ADHD now?
Apply.
We all have the tism. I don't know what you're trying to prove here.
You're the one in the car. Can you please jump in the very back of the car and get the styrofoam because it's rubbing up against a piece of plastic?
I was molested by it.
No, we all have the tism. Okay, so
And there's a part of me that's like, don't tell me how to live my life.
And I always look like in camera. I'm always like, like that, especially our last one where I'm just like,
yeah.
I love the fact that this is capturing the essence of our life. I'm being backhanded, and she's over here just Arnold Schwarzenegger over here.
Eating her chicken. So it's fine.
now I lost it.
Anyway, so she tells me on a random Tuesday, I think, I'm moving back in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about this meeting. How that was.
I started to.
She cheating on me.
Sorry.
You.
Me and Bob plan on going out, and she's like, I'm ready to face you now. And in my mind, I'm like, hey, this is where I figure out when the divorce is, how we're splitting things up, and she's going to tell me she's already found somebody else, and going to be happy and so much better without you, and I've been mentally preparing myself for it. So I just showed up and was just sat there and listened to what she had to say. I was an absolute mess.
I picked out your outfit for that night.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah, because you asked Bob to go get you some clothes and...
Because I was still at work. And we were supposed to be going out.
You didn't know that either?
I'm hearing it with these people. Okay, so
I thought you knew that.
I'm still at work. So in my routine was work, gym, and then I was learning self-control. I was learning that.
Give me my baby. Serious moment. Moving.
We've been sitting here for a hot minute, so
I learned that I needed to make process for myself. I put something, make a plan, set it, follow it, see it to completion. And it was, if I gave up on one thing, I would give up on other things. And that would eventually lead back to, I can have one drink. Oh, I can have one bottle. Oh, I can stay drunk this weekend. So every little thing that I did had to be planned out and adhered to. So it was get off work, go to the gym, shower, and then I could go do what I needed to make sure that myself was taken care of, not just for my physical self, but for my mental self, my emotional self. And Bob was like, we're going out. And I'm like, I forgot to
I didn't
pack.
equate for this.
I completely forgot to pack my clothes for going out tonight. And to me, at that point in time in my life, that was a big hit to my morale because I forgot something.
Well, and also, Sarah never went to the house unless she knew you weren't there.
I know.
And it would be,
Oh, I
this is
know.
gone. Oh, this is gone now.
I mean, the level of OCD that I am, like I could walk in the door and know something in the other room was moved.
Well, that's because in that healing process for you, you cleaned up the house.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we walked in there one day and it was like night and day.
When I moved back in.
What did you think when you walked in and seen the house like that, from your point of view?
So, from my perspective,
keep in mind I picked one room a day to focus on. So you weren't there every single day. So several days would pass and I would have more and more of the house clean.
So Sarah's not a terrible housekeeper. She just has ADHD piles everywhere.
I walk around for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I make laps. I try.
We are ADHD
She does
piles.
attempt to clean, but together they both kind of equal each other out when they both clean together. So she asked me to go over there one day with her, and we walked in and the house was clean. He bumped it.
He just shit his pants.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I shat him.
I shat him. Anyway. So,
I'm pulling my underwear now.
walking in and oh my god,
Very squishy.
There's so much TikTok for you.
walking in and us smelling that the house was clean, and then seeing that the house was clean, we both kind of like looked at each other and we were like,
What the fuck's going on
wow.
here?
And on the front door was it the sobriety thing or was it?
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you do your 5 things?
Yeah, your 5 things. And so us walking into it, I think that's where it changed your mind just a little bit on what he was working on.
And that wasn't for her to see. That was completely for me.
I know. I'm saying though, because you never knew when she was going over there.
Yeah.
It was always this like, oh, I need this or oh, I need that. And we would go over there and it would be completely different than the last time we had went. And it had been weeks in between.
And I think that's where my, like, when I left, I paid, like he said, I paid rent, I paid, because I was making more money at the time, so I was paying most of the bills, and I set him up.
She didn't leave me on my ass.
For success. And I didn't go and get all my stuff. I
It's
just
not that
got
she
my
didn't.
clothes.
Yeah.
She didn't set me up for success. She set me up to where I wouldn't immediately fail.
I gave you a cushion.
Well, she moved in here. You bought a new bed, dresser, like the whole
Oh
stuff.
yeah, she went on a shopping spree.
She's not going on a shopping spree. She needed a bed.
And dresser.
Well, she needed
And clothes. And makeup.
Absolutely. Well, you have to understand a woman's healing process is so the only reason I can say this with full confidence is because I went through it with my ex-husband and with my ex was once you're going through that healing stage, you kind of put it on yourself. You want to feel pretty. You want to feel like...
Hold on. 4 words. New hair, new me.
Did you just fart again?
No.
New hair, new me.
New hair, new me.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, we put a lot of that on ourselves because we've dealt with this, like, heavy weight for so long that when the foot has finally come off, we're like, okay, I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror.
Just call me fat.
No. Oh my God. And so for females, I feel like for females, it is one of those, if I look like I'm happy, then everybody else will believe it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Like if I portray this as I'm got it all together, that I'm healing, that I'm doing this, they're not going to see me crying in the shower.
So much crying.
So much crying that it's, the suck is here. Mm-hmm. And so when you go out, it's one of those things where you want to feel pretty in your clothes, pretty in your face, your hair's done. You want to portray that you're happy and healing when you're doing the work behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. And I feel like men, they go to the gym and they get all of their energy and frustration out, which then turns them looking decent. And
did you know why I went to the gym so much? It wasn't to get buff and get looking good. I was absolutely fucking terrified that I was going to have another heart attack at home and nobody was going to be there to find me.
I'm not saying your reasoning. I'm saying men in general, usually when they're going through a breakup, they put into themselves too, but it doesn't look like the woman's process. Like when I told you, I really don't feel like living at your parents' house is going to help you. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to coddle that,
they're going to keep her in the petty stage.
They're going to keep you in that woe is me stage. And you don't need that. You need somebody that's going to look at you and go, bitch, get your fucking clothes on. We're going out. Like, you need to keep moving forward. And I wasn't a gym goer because our job at the time is hell.
Nothing but gym.
It's all gym, all cardio. So us having fun was going karaoke, going line dancing.
Relaxing.
We would sit here and do dumb shit, talk about dumb shit, have a couple glasses of wine.
Cried together a lot.
Because in your suck, I was going through my suck as well. Mm-hmm. And so we were kind of...
The only thing I caught from that was you two were just sucking.
We were sucking.
Sucking.
Totally sucking. But I really
You'll suck.
I really feel like had you still been at your parents' house in that whole transition, I don't think you would have gotten what you got out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Full hardly wouldn't have led me to where I needed to be.
Right.
For the time when God said go.
Because there, you were stuck in a bedroom that didn't feel like yours. You couldn't have much stuff there because it was full of their stuff. So it was like you were just kind of in a corner.
Mom and dad being there all the time. She couldn't put herself where she needed to be.
Right. And here, we didn't have the same schedule. So I was at home when you were at work, and you were at work when I was at home. And so it was kind of, it kind of worked itself out where you felt like you were doing things for yourself. Like you buying that bed and, you were so proud of it because it was like the first kind of thing that you bought.
Being independent.
And I really feel like you wouldn't have gotten that at your parents' house. But that also made you look at the things that you were doing without him, made you go, wait a second.
He's not here to take care of this. She's not here to take care of this.
Yeah. And so I really feel like like you guys said, everything happens for a reason in the way that it happens, because then you broke no contact. He was already like he sought out God, which we never thought he would do. And so there's lots of, things that were going on behind his scenes and behind your scenes that both of you didn't see.
And another thing that I brought up to her attention, and it sounds bad saying it this way, but she never knew what it was like to be on her own. From the time of graduation, her being with her ex-husband, going straight back to mom and dad's house, she never lived on her own. Me, I've literally been on my own since I was 15. So I knew.
Well, she hated it.
I knew what it was like.
Obviously.
It's lonely.
I was going into this like, hey, here we are, 40 years old, and literally back to square one again. But at least this time, I've got a roof over my head. At least this time, I've got a vehicle that can get me back and forth to work. At least this time, I've got all of my tools that if something happens here at this job, I know I can turn a wrench and make money. And I knew where I was going to go. I didn't like it, but it wasn't as much of a culture shock to me as it was for her. And something that your dad pointed out to me, and it sounds bad saying this, and this come from your dad, and we already discussed this, was that she had a problem of running away when it got hard. Like when something got hard with Nathaniel, she ran away, went back to mom and dad. That happened a couple different times. And like when things got hard with us, she ran away, went back to mom and dad's. And
well, it was hard. She stayed for a long time though.
I know. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but because that was the only thing she knew. And this was her first time actually being out on her own, not having, her mom and dad's always been there. Even though we were separated, her mom and dad were there for me. Even that Christmas Eve, like I was just going to go home, leave work and go home because I worked Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I didn't have anything better to do. Gym. My Christmas Eve was 7 hours at the gym, and 5.5 of that was on the treadmill. That was my Christmas Eve. And then her mom and dad called me and said, hey, you need to come to the house. We got something here for you. I'm like, I don't think that's so much of a good idea. We're separating. I'm not part of the family anymore. And her dad was like, we have Christmas presents here at the house and you're going to come get them. And her dad doesn't assert himself very often. It's more, hey, you want to come do this? And no, he was like, you're coming to the house. They actually come to the house a couple times. Surprised me, like did not call me and tell me they were on. One time they called and said, hey, are you home? And then the next time they came to the house, it was completely random. I know that was by design. I knew good and well that your dad was basically showing up at the house to see if I was drinking or not. And obviously I wasn't. And they were there for her. Whether she was on her own here with you, that safety net was always there. And it needs to be. Because
I'll take care of you.
Even you being a safety net, her being a safety net, I knew in my heart of hearts, no matter what was going on, that I could call them and say, hey, what do I do? Hey, I might need a little help. And for me to bite a bullet and ask for help, that's really something big for me. But I knew that if I needed it, it was there, but I would rather lie dead in a ditch than ask for help. And I think that's where that kind of set in with her that, hey, I'm on my own. I'm not under somebody's wing. And she got a little taste of that independence. And obviously she liked it, but it was scary. And I'm not afraid of independence. I'm afraid of getting used to it again. I'm afraid of, at that point in time, I was afraid of it. Like, hey, the only way this is going to go for me is working too much, having a good chunk of money, and having a bunch of things out here with wheels that are going to probably end my life. And I didn't want that anymore. That's no.
He's been doing this cuckoo clock thing. I don't know where he got it from. I don't have a cuckoo clock. It's me.
Partly cloudy and windy.
What time is it?
8:45.
Okay, so you guys you tell me you're moving back in. I immediately called Bob and I'm like, what do I do? And he said, we're not mom and dad, you need to just leave it be. And so I didn't.
DEFCON 1, what do we do? We didn't plan for this. I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but then it's going to come out of left field. China's attacking.
Yeah.
Russia's
And
launching nukes.
it wasn't that we didn't know, we just didn't know it was going to be that abrupt, like that soon. But
we've never been the type of couple to plan something out and adhere to it. It's just
never.
No.
We don't. We just do and regret later.
So you guys get back together, and I kind of stepped back because y'all needed that time together.
Step back. You were part of the negotiation process.
Yeah, you were reminded.
As a non-negotiable.
Yeah. Yep.
You're stuck with me.
Like a strong dose of the clap.
Anyway, but Sarah, I kind of stepped back and let you guys heal together because there was things. She aired her stuff all out and he aired his out, and it was kind of y'all's healing moment. And again, me and Bob on the phone, like, I haven't heard from them in a couple of days. Do we need to go out there and check on them?
It was either she was dead or I was dead.
Yeah, one of the two. Like
somebody killed somebody.
He's like, they will come up for air when they're ready. And you guys did. And whenever you told him that I was a non-negotiable, he called me. And he said, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I came over once before.
Well, I'm saying, well, yes, because you were trying to tell, like, you were still living at, no.
I came over here to mend us.
Yes. And he apologized to me, and
I told her what I was going to do and how I was going to conduct my life, and apologized for being the way that I was. I made it clear to her that it wasn't about trying to sweet talk her to get to you. I was working on me and her.
And then he came out here, and he was actually upset with me for letting you go to that bar. And I told him, I was like, listen, she's a grown-ass woman. I'm not here to steer her either way. It needed to happen the way that it happened. And so...
You literally just lost your complete train of thought waiting for that whole process to play out.
That's right. Yeah, I did. Anyway, so... Now we have, what, how many months has it been? 6?
6?
No, it's been like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
A year and a half. A year and 3 months.
16 months.
Mm-hmm.
16 months. The last day of this month will be 16 months.
Too old for this. Anyway, so I wanted to say, and I've told Sarah this many times, that like y'all's love story doesn't happen all the time. Like, my marriage took its toll and we separated ways, and it's the best thing for both of us. And I'm happier. I don't know about him. I can't say for him, but I'm happier being by myself, even though I've had those ups and downs with my ex.
Your ex-husband is actually...
Hey. Anyway, so I don't even know where I was going with that.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. You gotta give me some more context.
She's in her mind like, is he actually? She's playing this one.
totally
Was I married to a special needs person? Am I just knows?
Maybe he's not a narcissist. Maybe he's just...
So, back to what I was saying, for editing purposes.
Pause.
I did.
10 seconds. Not 10, but 3. Like,
I paused and
Okay, that's long enough.
Okay.
Continue.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I have boasted that y'all's relationship doesn't happen all the time. That's what I was getting at for you, and that marriages don't come back from the brink of death, basically. And both of you have put work in and done what you guys needed to do for each other and for yourselves.
Yeah, and in order to make it work, we had to say, like, this was a healing journey for ourselves and us as a couple. And we had long... Did you just fart again?
No.
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. There should be a brown spot where you sit right now.
Not.
It's like the filter on a freaking cigarette the first time you light it. It's a little bit of brown.
Farts, dude.
Just leave a little part of me here for you
Okay.
to enjoy.
Anyway, so a year removed from the situation, we all have a better relationship with each other. Like, you would have never thought that him and I would spend... How many weeks did we spend on her birthday present last year?
Oh, God, that's upside down in the driveway because of a tornado.
But I'm saying, we're going to fix it. But we spent... Did you see my eyeball?
You're sweating stress.
We're going to make America great again.
I thought I was done with that thing.
So we spent... What? Like 6 weeks?
Give or take.
And we basically ixnayed her. Like, you can't come outside.
Yeah, she was forbidden from going to the garage or around the edge of the garage.
Yeah, she had to stay on her side of the garden. And we built her a farm stand for her birthday. And we actually worked so well together. It's crazy.
I have to do it again.
And
he said he has a different idea.
yeah, but we wouldn't have been able to do that 2-3 years ago.
Oh, no, hell no.
No, it would have been a total...
No, I had to use your blood to paint the thing red. Or vice versa.
But the healing process made him a better person, you a better person, and I feel like
Yeah,
there's a whole lot in that.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about... That's where boundaries came in. We talked about our... Like me, when I get in my cleaning modes, like, he knows that I'm cleaning up my depression or my problems. And he knows it's nothing against him. I'm just in my zone. And
one thing that I was doing that I didn't know was pissing her off was when she would go out with you or somebody else, I text or call. And it's not that I was doing that to keep track of her. That was never the goal, was to keep track of her.
that's how I felt, though.
That's how she felt. And it was just, that's my person. That's the person that I talk to. And, you know, if I've got, where's the dish soap at? Or how do I work this? Or, you know, the things that she does when she's not there. And I'm trying to take care of those things for her while she's gone to be nice and sweet. But I don't know how any of it works. So I'm bugging her. So when she's out now, or I know she's with you, I'll send a text message or I'll call, and if she doesn't pick it up, I don't blow her phone up. And I think I've adhered to that pretty well. Rehabilitated.
Yeah, he used to, like, he would call 14 times in a row if I didn't answer. Like,
where's the dish soap at? I mean, using that for... how do I do this?
Now he calls if I miss it. He'll text, honey, you okay? I'm just trying to call you about this. And usually it's just because I'm away from my phone. Used to, like, you would call me and my eyes would roll.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Well, like, now when I call when I'm at work, there's one station that I'm at that I have 0 cell phone service at all. So communicating with me has to be through Messenger. So when we actually get away from station, and I've got cell service, I usually try to call her, hey, we're in town. I know you're going to go to bed. Love you. Good night. You know, get the good night, I love you in. Or just, what are we looking at?
I don't know, I was trying to figure out what you were looking at.
There was like a white... Well, I'm going to have to look back at it. It was weird.
Probably his fart dust.
My house is haunted, so it's probably that.
We got the spook sitting right here.
Which one was it in? Yours or mine?
Mine.
Yeah, yours is more towards the kitchen, which is... Why is my bag like that?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's been like that the whole time.
No.
Yeah. When I went to the bathroom the first time, Thunder Thigh Lefty caught it and almost jerked it off, and that's where it stayed.
Squirrel.
Thunder
Thigh Lefty.
Okay, so here's where we're gonna get how many minutes we got on that?
36.
Okay, we're good. People in your situation.
Yeah.
Okay. What advice from the man and the woman's point of view do you have for other people going through a similar situation? Like back.
Don't do what we did. It worked for us.
Right, because you know each other.
We're different people.
Right.
I mean, our connection was always been strong.
Mm-hmm.
And we know each other so well. And usually, from my experience, again, from the line of work that I'm in, seeing things, we just don't get called to gunshots and overdoses and heart attacks and stuff like that. We get called to the domestic stuff and seeing where their mistakes and stuff were made. It's usually domestic start, 1, lack of communication, 2, inaccurate information, whether it be through a misunderstanding or an intentional lie, and people being volatile. And you would know, I mean, love you to death. I do love Dave to death, but you guys were just volatile together.
We were.
You both fed off each other's good and bad, and unfortunately, a lot of the bad, you knew how to push his buttons and he knew how to push yours, and there was
We
no
were very toxic.
stopping in the middle and going, hey, we're doing this now, we need to stop.
We always wanted to one up each other.
I've never been a person to scream and holler and yell. Yeah, I've done it before, but I'm not a fucking Kyle throwing drywall missiles and all that stuff. Sober anyway. I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 95% of the time, 99% of the time, I'm not somebody who will sit there and stew over something hurtful to say to you intentionally. What? Oh, I can definitely dig into you and say some hurtful shit, but
No, I'm saying you said Stu. She lingers.
Oh, but when it comes time to, have that stirring discussion, I'm not going to go out of the way and be that critical asshole and just mentally tear you down, because that just makes problems later. I don't like solving problems. Never have been the person to solve future problems later. People in our position, don't waste your time on trying to fix something that you don't know if you want to fix it or not. I decided to change myself because I knew I needed the help. Whether she came back or not, whether I got my marriage back my way or not, I knew that I needed to be a better person. First rule of being a hero, fire, EMS, police, is don't put yourself in a position to be a hero yourself, because then you're tying up resources. You can't save other people if you need saved yourself. And I've always been a person to put other people's needs before mine, and I never took care of myself, which is what all the past trauma that welled up on me. I never took care of myself. And it felt selfish at the beginning. And then knowing that I'd caused as much damage as I did, thinking like, okay, now I need to focus on me and make this about me. Knowing that I already caused so much damage, I felt so selfish doing it, but I knew that it had to be done. And it took me a while to get to that point. That if you're not sure you want to be in that marriage or that relationship, whether it's a relationship like ours, a marriage, a work relationship, a friendship, if you are not 100% sure that you want to be in it and in it for the long haul, don't do it. Don't put the effort into something that you're not 100% certain, not something that you're 100% going to think that I'm going to give up later. That would be my advice. And once you've made that decision, 10 toes in, stand on business and do it. don't be wishy-washy, because it's not just yourself that you're teaching bad habits to, and I can quit and give up whenever I want to. It's other people in their lives as well.
Okay, go.
Yeah, I would say that, like I've said before, saying that out loud. And the thing that I ask you all the time is, what would you tell me in your situation? Sometimes removing yourself from that situation and looking at it from a third person helps you through it. Because then you're not stuck in it, you're observing it. And I'm a big player on not player, big thinker on, damn it.
I don't know what you're trying to say, so I can't help you.
No, like, okay, we're gonna have to scroll for a second so my brain comes back around.
Okay.
This lamp, though.
This lamp, though.
I've always been good at removing myself from the situation and looking at things from other people's point of view.
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. She's
Okay. No, like,
that was the jogging process.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. Damn it.
Anyway.
Hi, Caitlin. How are you?
I'm okay. She's gonna have an interest in here.
It's very profound. It was there, and then it stopped.
It's called fucking funny farm.
Yeah.
Ringling Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
One of their monkeys.
Yeah.
Help me here. Start me back.
Say it again. Different people's perspectives.
Call the funny farm. One of the monkeys.
Different people's perspectives. Oh yeah, you're you're each in your own individual case. You're in your own life, and taking other people's perspectives out of the situation. Like, you can listen to people's advice, but that at the end of the day, it's your life to live. And I know in the past, with a previous relationship, like, I let a lot of, and even ours, I let a lot of exterior voices voice their opinions. And when I stopped doing that, then we were happier. Like, you can ask for advice, but whether you take it or not, that's on you.
What I'm gathering from what she's saying is, and being serious, is what I'm gathering what she's saying is, this isn't us trying to tell you how to save your relationship. This is us giving you what worked for us and what didn't work for us. And if some of it does apply to you, use it, but be able to bend it and mold it to what you need it to be for the best of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we relied heavily on God, and still do.
Daily.
Like, he's just as much dive blindly into faith as I am. God told us to do seated in salvation. He's like, okay.
Go for it. That's my stomach.
I hear that. I got pizza rolls.
You don't have enough pizza rolls.
What were you going to say? Did you lose it? We've been at this for like
Put the
3
bitches
hours.
in the dryer.
We have
for
been
10
at this
minutes.
for forever. What?
Put the bitches in the dryer. Turn off for 10 minutes. What we done said. You can cook pizza rolls in the dryer.
I'm not putting it in my dryer. Anyway, so from what you said, though, is that the outside sources, like, you asked for advice when you thought you needed it, but you still went.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really gave you advice unless you came and asked me.
Mm-hmm. You were always good at doing the two-side. You could do this or you can do this.
Right.
And you just helped me think it through. Now, there's some people out there that, and I'm not saying like it's specifically somebody, but there's a lot of people out there that like will just give you an unwanted opinion or advice.
Sometimes.
And you have to learn to realize it's your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost lost my marriage because I was listening to other people, but I mean, that's not the only thing, but I'm trying to say what I'm thinking. My thoughts are not.
I just think in the depth that you were when you decided to leave, I do think that was the best case scenario. It got you out of
because I was scared of him.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
It got you out of your bad situation, and it got him to wake up. So I honestly, I do think that couples need to learn that just because you do something in the moment and in a traumatic moment doesn't mean that you don't still love them.
And during that, like, I thought I was dead set on leaving him.
Yeah.
And that small, still voice told me to get in contact with him. And, like, honestly, I didn't know what to expect when we met up. I just knew that, like, it was time to face my demon. And he sits in the car, and I've told you this before, but I don't know if it ever got posted, but, like, he sits in the car, and I felt God with him, and then we went to karaoke, and he sang for the first time. What are you staring at?
Oh, into nothing. I was trying to figure out what my gut was going to do.
He's dazed and confused. But the other thing for couples is you have to have two people that want it. It can't just be one person pulling the other person with them, or the other way around. It can't. So, like with my marriage, it was definitely me trying to pull him with me because I tried to go to Bible study and do a women's study on how to be a better wife, how to be a better Christian. I sought out God, and he did not follow. So you have to have both parties involved that want to change. He changed as soon as you left. It was an instant, oh shit, I'm going to get my shit together. And he wanted it. That's the difference between couples who succeed and couples who don't, is both parties have to want the same thing.
Yeah, and there's no shame. Like, we do this sometimes, and me and you do it. Like, there's no shame, and I have this emotion. Here, hold it for me. I can't process it right now. But that doesn't mean that, like, you're never going to take that back or return the favor.
Right.
One thing I've learned a lot is, again, in my line of work, I see and deal with a lot of things that would make most of the public need counseling. Like last night, a lot of things happened last night. People were hurt last night, and it was traumatic. And I've learned that I need to do a better job of leaving that at work and understanding that needs to stay there, and I can't bring that home with me. I need to process it in a more healthy way and
you do manage that pretty well.
Try to.
Sometimes you come home, honey, I had a really rough day. Like, somehow you bottle it up.
I don't bottle it up anymore.
It just lets it be.
And I've moved on to it's like a lot of the things you see in my line of work is you got the David Hasselhoffs, you have to save them all. And then when you can't save one, you take it personally. And you got to realize that everybody has a time. Everything happens for a reason. It could be just somebody passing away or somebody getting hurt or somebody going through something. You know, look, I'm here to do a job, and I'm going to do the best that I know how to do, and the best that I'm allowed to do with my scope of practice. And the outcome can either happen one way or another. And either way, it's not my decision what the outcome is. I am just an acting force on it. What's going to happen is going to happen one way or another. And when it's done, it's done. You can't change the past. And for me, in this line of work, is accepting what happens, knowing that I can't change the outcome, so there's no use to linger on it, put you in a bad mood, take that home, lay that weight on somebody else of being in a bad mood, even though I'm not allowed to tell her things that happen. But I'm dragging that energy home, and that she has to deal with me dealing with that, and that affects her. So of just doing better at saying, okay, this happened. Did I do good here? Did I do everything that I needed to do? Could I have done something different that could have changed that outcome? Okay, I could have. So I'm not going to beat myself up on it and think, man, I could have changed the outcome. That person could still have been alive. No, it happened. I need to remember it for the next time it happens to do it differently that way if it applies, and not linger on it and then bring it home and turn it into a volatile situation at home as well. And that's been one of the things that I've strived at, because going into this line of work, I've known that I've struggled with that a lot in the past. And your hands are cold. And leaving that there at work. Huh?
Sorry.
She interrupted me.
Why's your house so cold? It's 166 in here.
I know.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. I've never asked you this before. How do you
42.
how do you explain the intuition you get with me? Like, you can notice by the way I'm breathing or standing if I'm upset.
How do I know it? I don't know, I just do.
That's it. So there's no
Hey, here's something. Congratulations, you switched to manual breathing. And it's when somebody says it, like, oh yeah, I'm breathing now, and that you just automatically. But breathing is a smooth muscle. Your body just does it. It just happens. It just does it. And that's how it is with her. It's just been around it. You look for. Are there machines at your job that you just know at some point in time that you got to go check on because it's going to fuck up? Damn, I got to go check this. Or
if there's even a little off tune, I know exactly
hear it from across the building. Yeah, same with her. Growing up in a machine shop, everything has a sound, and that sound has to sound a certain way. And if one thing doesn't sound right, then you know something's fucking up. And then, shit, that thing that's over there getting machined, that's like a $4,000 chunk of metal. I have to pay attention, or I need to listen for this, because as soon as it starts doing something that it's not supposed to do, I need to step in and fix it. Because if not, that's a $4,000 piece of metal that I'm responsible for. Well, that chunk of metal over there is a lot more valuable than $4,000.
Chunk of metal.
And I can't afford. I can't just go buy another engine block here.
This man would literally walk off a cliff to make things happen for me.
I would, but there would be preparing and planning.
Yeah, like I'm the wife.
No, like I'd walk off a cliff, but I would see us walking toward that cliff, so I would either pack a parachute or a net or a bungee cord or something like that to keep it from turning into disaster.
I mean, like you'll run yourself into the ground to give me what I want.
Yeah, still do. It's enjoyable.
I never met this side of Matt before, so it's been a whole different with you that I've been getting to know.
I see, it's kind of, I'm still trying to put my finger on it, because before you knew I was going to be drunk, you knew I was going to be out of pocket. And now that I'm sober, you don't know when I'm going to be serious or when I'm going to be out of pocket.
No, I kind of like you now.
So
like,
it's like keeping you guessing.
Yeah. Well, that he used to lie a lot during his drunken days, and now he doesn't.
So you don't know what's coming. Like with her, I'll just randomly yell.
So he,
Scream real loud.
you
You
still-
got you off guard,
You
but
still like do dumb shit, but it's not
it's cheeky fun dumb
vulgar.
shit.
It's not like
Oh, it's vulgar.
sometimes, but not like you were.
yeah, not like you were. Like you were a completely different person. So meeting Matt for the first time, I can see why you fell in love with him because he is an enjoyable person.
I'm married. Fall in love with me.
I'm just saying, like it's easy.
She's my best friend, but she's also till death do us part.
Yeah, I'm a non-negotiable.
I'm not negotiable.
This is my wife without any benefits.
That's right. No, the benefit is when you die, I will take care of Sarah. She will be taken care of. We will be
this
the
process.
8-year-old with dementia walking through the forest and die together.
to the window.
To the wall. Kaylin, I broke my hip again. Oh, hold on.
I want to fuck Grandpa. Your hip. I don't care, Walker. I want to fuck.
That was way off kilter.
Way off. Feel some shit. So do you feel like you got
Do you?
what you got out of it?
Like, it's hard to, like you said, it's hard to sum up 11 years in a relationship. Like, all the stuff that we've been through, it's hard to sum it up. I know it's been 3 hours, but it's...
We haven't even talked about the
we haven't
the Mexican truck stops where
Yeah, we have a lot of stories.
people stare at her and try to steal at her.
Well, though, but see, there's some backstory to y'all's life. You guys met, you instantly connected. There's shared life in the instances that you guys shared.
Completely different backgrounds of life.
Yeah, completely different backgrounds of life. And if that's a story that you want to share down the road, we'll have you film and whatever. But
It's my birthday, so he came out for me. I had to touch his hot blanket.
But I'm saying there's lots of things that people go through. Like I couldn't tell you all the stuff that David and I went through. Like there's just not enough time in the day for that because there was a lot.
There is.
So you just touch on things that shaped your relationship and kind of go through it, and then
Things that you remember from your perspective.
right, and then you guys went through this whole like down. Shitty nitty gritty situation where you didn't like the man that you were looking at and you made a decision and it actually shaped the both of you into better people. So I feel like the story that's
And now we're whole. Because, and we even said this when we got back together, like this is the first time, like we had been married, but like it's the first time that we felt married. Like we didn't feel that connection until we put
because
God
it
into
was diluted.
And I was drinking too. Like I was trying to catch up with him, so he's not the only one to blame. Like I had stupid moments too, and over emotional moments, and
Snow boobies.
my mom is gonna be watching this. But yeah, so we made it through, and I couldn't imagine anybody else. Like, what are you laughing at over there?
He probably farted again. Don't get him started!
All right, well, are we done?
You call me dumb?
Done. We're done.
You're dumb.
We're done.
You're dumb.
Thank you, honey.
Money.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That's your thing. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.